Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you have been drawn to this reading, this video, I'll be focusing on the September love energies for relationships, whether you are in separation or together and going through some challenges. I'll be tapping into that type of vibe for this one. General advice as always, so please keep that in mind throughout the reading. Only take the bits and parts of it that make sense for you and release the rest. These are the 3 decks that I will be using for this particular reading, all created by myself. So let's dive right into it, guys, and see what's coming up for you next month. All right, Cancer, let's begin, guys. What is coming in for you in the month of September? Can you guys believe we're already heading into September? It just blows my mind how fast this year has flown. I think I say that every year. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some insight for you, Cancer. And stick around to the end, guys. We're going to be doing an interactive questions section where you get a chance to ask your own questions. All right? So let's grab some insight. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. 2 cards right down the line. Here we go. We've got obsession, fixation, stalker, desire, delusion. All right, that could go either way, guys. Either you're obsessed with someone or they're obsessed with you. It's too soon to call it. So this one came along with it: self-reflection, introspection, soul-searching, contemplation. All right, let me grab a couple more cards here. So there could be a little bit of codependency here. I don't know. Let's see. For Cancer, seasons, past, present, future cycle of change. Are you open to change, or are you still maybe focused on somebody that you used to be with, or they with you? Could they be stalking your social media pages, or maybe places that you frequent, you know, which is kind of creepy when you think about it. So that could be a reality for some of you guys, whether you know it or not. But this is also telling us with the Seasons card that you and this person have history. All right, so time is involved here. Let's grab another one for Cancer. Look at this. Seasons and cycles. Isn't that interesting? Endings and beginnings, lunar energy. So when it comes to this person, time seems to be involved. More than likely, you have parted ways with this individual. So it's somebody that you used to be romantically linked to, or maybe you still have romantic feelings about this person. But if something came to an end, maybe there's this desire to reconnect and have a new beginning here. But this energy could be a red flag right here. You know, this is somebody who can't seem to think of anyone else but you, or I'm just feeling it could go either way. Or it's mutual, that you guys are watching each other or keeping tabs on one another. It's like you guys still desire to be together, but I do feel there's something that's an issue here. And of course, if that's your situation, only you will know what that is. So hopefully the tarot cards will bring it out for me, but that's what's coming through there, guys. So let's clarify it and see what it is that's presenting itself for the month of September here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Cancer. All right, what do we need to know for Cancer? Okay, guys, so we've got the 3 of Cups, but it's coming through in the reverse. That is how we will interpret it for this reading. So it's involving a third-party situation, guys. Maybe you have isolated yourself from maybe friends and family to be with this person. Wow. All right. Let's see what else. That's an interesting first message there. There's also something tied into maybe people that you guys know that are gossiping about this situation. Friends, family, people that know about it. Huh. Okay. What else? What else? Another reversed card. Okay. So we do have the Hangman. For some of you, your person could be a Pisces, so maybe you're both water signs, but it is coming up in the reverse. Resistance, indecision. Now, this person might have options. Maybe they can't decide between you and somebody else, because we clearly see with the reverse Three of Cups, there could be some sort of love triangle situation going on here. Oh, okay. Six of Swords. Obviously, this is a very specific storyline coming through. If this is your story, if you relate to it, part of the guidance that's coming through from this reading is to move on, is to let it go. If you haven't already. Divine Feminines, you're showing up with the energy of the Queen of Swords. I mean, look at the vibe just from the image, okay? Independent, clear boundaries. That's exactly what you're being guided to do, Divine Feminines, if you have not already set up those boundaries for yourself when it comes to this masculine. So it could be an obsessive masculine, Divine Masculine here. And maybe you cut this masculine out of your life. All right, let's see what else. So it could be a masculine still keeping tabs on you somehow. But it is coming up as a delusional expectation on their part. Look at this. We've got the Queen of Cups. So what I'm seeing here, especially from the Divine Feminine side, and it's interesting because Queen of Cups represents Cancer. So Divine Feminine, it seems that even though you might be in separation from your masculine, you're still picking up off of their vibe, their energy, their thoughts. Oh, this is getting super interesting. Okay. Queen and King of Cups right next to each other. I'm getting a couple of things. Okay. So at one point in time, you really saw this person as your person, your divine counterpart. You know, you guys are like a perfect match. You belong together. But is it reality or delusion? You know what I mean? So this is a message we cannot ignore. That obsessive, almost addictive type behavior or thought process. And if that's not how you're interpreting this, Divine Feminine, it could be a masculine who's fixated on the fact that they see you as their ideal mate. Like no one else could ever compare. No one else would ever match up to the type of connection you guys have. And if they're checking you out from a distance, they are not with you. They're not with you. But I'm also getting, if this relates to your situation, and if you're working on moving on, by removing yourself maybe from a connection or relationship that's unhealthy or toxic, that is what's going to create a path forward where you really can find your perfect match. So you don't want to stand in the way of that happening. You know, if something ended, maybe it was meant to be. And it is through that new beginning, or maybe a new beginning to come, that you're able to find your ideal person. I'm getting that. Look at this next card. We've got the Magician. For some of you, your person could be a Gemini or a Virgo. So, you know, it depends on who's wanting to really bring this forward to be able to make it a part of a 3D reality here. Could be a masculine. I mean, just look at the energy. Just look at the energy of this image, the message. And this is someone who can't think of anything else, who can't seem to focus on anyone else. But for me, energetically, it's just coming through as an unhealthy expectation. You know, it's like wishing for something to occur and to manifest in the 3D. But it's delusional. It's like a delusional wish. Wishing for something that may not happen. That's what's coming through there. So it depends on where you're at, Cancer, especially my feminines. Queen of Cups represents Cancer energy. I'm just feeling here, guys, you may still feel very connected to your masculine, but you really have to take a look and see, are they right for you? You know, is this really the person that you're meant to be with? Or is it just a relationship where you're trying so hard to hold on to it, but it's just not working out? So it's time for you to perhaps release the hold that you have on this person and just focus on starting fresh, starting over with your life, and to be able to find love with another person where you really can't connect wonderfully. Because the Queen and the King of Cups, again, representing divine counterparts here. But if you truly are divine counterparts, there wouldn't be any third-party drama and, other complications that are standing in the way. And this certainly would not be here. So I feel you have a lot to think about as you welcome in a brand new month. Is it going to be more of the same? Especially if there hasn't been a whole lot of movement happening between you and this person? Or do you just feel like it's more of the same thing? Maybe they're in and out of your life. Maybe there's a lot of drama going on there and maybe you take them back, whatever it is. So it's something to be mindful of. And I feel this card as well for you, Cancer. Self-reflection, introspection, soul-searching, contemplation. I feel that's crucial towards your growth. To be able to get you onto a path, a much better, healthier path, a new cycle, right? Where you don't have any of these types of energies attached to this person. And then the Seasons card, you obviously know what the past represents. You lived through it. You know what the present is. That's where you're at right now. But you are in full control over how that future will play out. You are in full control, Cancer, over how this unfolds for you. And you don't have to accept or settle for a relationship that's just falling short of what it is that you really want. Because your perfect match is out there. Okay? So now let's go ahead and start the interactive part of this reading, guys. So I'll be pulling 3 cards from my yes, no oracle. So of course your question has to be able to be answered in a yes or no fashion. All right. So starting off with question number 1. Again, it doesn't have to be a love related question. It could be about anything. And if it's not the answer that you're hoping for, that could be a sign letting you know that timing could be off, or that there's something or someone better out there for you, okay? All right, go ahead and ask your first question, whatever that might be, Cancer. Here we go. All right, first question, guys. Here's your answer. It's a yes. Hopefully that's a positive response. And I say that because I did a reading once and my client wanted a specific section in the reading where she wanted to have it be interactive, to be able to ask her question and just get a simple answer, yes or no. So she ended up asking a question. She didn't tell me what it was. And a yes came out, and she started to cry. And at first I thought, oh, it's happy tears. But then she's like, no. And I said, what, you know, if you don't mind me asking, like, what was the question? And her question was, is my partner cheating on me? And so she ended up getting a yes. And as life unfolded, that was clarified. So that is why I say, hopefully this yes response is a positive one for you. All right, if you have a second question, here you go. Focus on it, say it out loud, whatever it is that you need to do. Let's grab an answer for you, Cancer. Okay, well, 2 cards came through, guys. We have a no and a yes. So that could be indecision or confusion regarding the second question. I'm just going to leave that where it is because those 2 cards came out together. Maybe that makes sense for you. All right, so if you have a third question, here we go. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What is that third answer? And for the third question, we have a yes response. All right, guys, so that is what's coming through this time. So hopefully as you welcome in a brand new month based off of how your reading unfolded, I feel, as I mentioned, you're in full control over how your month plays out. And, you know, beyond September, you're in control over what happens in your life based off of the decisions that you're making. So make wise choices. All right, guys? So that is what I have. If you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box. And of course, I will link the decks down below. Thank you so very much, guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.